Be hosting the second general election presidential debate. The Commission on Presidential Debates chose VSU as the first historically black college or university to host the second of these scheduled general election presidential debates in October of 2024. Virginia State University President Dr. Makola Abdullah and Eldon Burton, the Assistant Vice President for Government Relations, join us right now. I'm glad to have both of you here. First of all, Fred, congratulations. How did this happen?
You know, look, we had a wonderful team that got together, led by Mr. Burton, who unfortunately is a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. But he led an incredible team at Virginia State to make sure that we could bring this home to VSU. So we're very excited about it. I can't wait for our students to get a chance to experience this event.
Eldon, for folks who don't know, what is that particular process that you have to go through to make this happen?
So you have to apply they send you an application. You have to apply, and then they'll come down, they'll do a site visit. President Abdullah gave me a wonderful opportunity, and a wonderful idea after we had hosted the gubernatorial debate earlier in 2021. And he said, if you can get the gubernatorial debate, then you can get the president's debate. And so I just went ahead, sent in the application, and they came toward our state-of-the-art facility and the multi-purpose center, loved our campus, and I'm glad that they chose us.
So, what was the process? How long did it take? And what was the application process? All the sort of stuff that goes along with that.
Yeah, so we didn't know how many other schools had applied. We applied. It takes months upon months of back and forth and making sure that we have all the necessary facilities and everything that they need. We have to look into broadband and all the infrastructure that we have. And so once they get beyond that and they come down to do the site visit, we bring our teams together and we walk them through campus, and they loved our campus, and I'm glad that they saw fit to have it at Virginia State University.
Now, President Abdullah, were they looking at Virginia being a battleground state, and were they looking at other universities in Virginia?
Roland, I'm honest, I wish I could answer that question. I mean, I do make that assumption, but I don't know. I know that the other states that they picked, I think one is in Texas, Utah, and then in Pennsylvania. And so I don't know if politics had a role in it. I just know that our team came with the program and delivered it for us. It's a great day for Virginia State.
Now, we don't know, though, if this will actually happen. If Donald Trump is the nominee, we know what happened last time. He complained about these debates, saying they were grossly unfair and did not participate in several of them. So hopefully you will have an opportunity to have that debate on the campus, Eldon.
Yeah, so we know that it's not mandatory for them to participate in the debate, but we hope that the nominees will come and will participate. VSU will be ready. We will leave that up to the Commission on Presidential Debates to make happen, but VSU will be ready to lay out the orange carpet, and we're excited about the opportunity it brings for our students to be front and center and learn firsthand about this part of the democratic process.
Well, Fred, here's my suggestion. We know how ornery Donald Trump is. If he's a nominee, Biden's a nominee, go ahead, and your backup plan should hit President Biden about having a major town hall on the campus just in case, because again, Trump is known to try. Look, here he's not participating in Republican debates, so let's look at a plan B just in case.
Well, look, I tell you, having the whatever candidates show up, in addition to the media, to have all of the kind of national media and national candidates come to Virginia State, I think there's a lesson to be learned either way. I think having all of these adjunct professors, if you will, come to VSU to have an event, it's going to be a great day no matter who shows up.
All right, then. Gentlemen, congratulations. And again, so before that, HBCUs, there were debates, Republican and Democrat, on an HBCU campus, but this will be the first time a general presidential debate is on an HBCU campus?
This will be the first time that a general debate, presidential debate, will be on our campus. It'll be in the multi-purpose center, the same place, Mr. Martin, where you delivered a commencement address a couple of years back. I want to thank you for that address. Thank you for your support of Virginia State, and thank you for your support of HBCUs. But in that building, we will have the presidential debate. Yes, sir.
All right, then. We're certainly looking forward to it, and you can count on us broadcasting the show live from there if it happens. But if it doesn't, trust me, we'll come up with a plan B.
Okay, sir, we expect you to show up anyway. We expect you to be in the house, no matter who else shows up.
Oh, yeah, that's going to happen. Thanks a lot.
All right.
I want to introduce our panel right now. Run Walker, founder of Context Media out of Atlanta. Joy Cheney, former executive director of the Washington Bureau and senior vice president, policy and advocacy at the National Urban League. Makola M hosts the African History Network show out of Detroit. Glad to have all three of you all here. Joy, this is a huge, obviously this is one of those huge deals. Lots of attention sort of around this. And again, for an HBCU to be in that spotlight, I think is huge.
It is mammoth. I'm a Howard graduate, so that would have also been good, but VSU deserves it. Kudos to his team. I hope everyone gets a raise. And more importantly, I hope that they get additional resources. I think where the president was leaving off was right. It's not just the presidential debate, it's all of the resources that will come along with them having not just a Democrat, not just a Republican presidential debate, but a general election presidential debate. That means the entire nation will have their eyes on VSU. That's going to result in more resources, more people being interested in teaching there, more students. This is a big deal.
To run 2020, I was there at Texas Southern University. We broadcast from there. The Democrats had a debate on their campus, but obviously a primary is totally different from a presidential race.
Yeah.
It is, and it's really important, I think, to understand that it's very important for this presidential race to happen, presidential debate to happen on an HBCU campus. It could have been FAMU, but I'll leave that alone. But the thing about this is, there's a lot of conversation around the Democrats, and there's also a lot of conversation around this particular administration and some of the disconnect that may be happening with black voters. So I think what has to happen is you have to be able to bring your message to the people, and it can't just be for the people in the room. It has to be for voters outside of the room and people who are very concerned about what's been happening over the past 8 to 12 years, moving up to the present day, because nothing happens in a vacuum. But you do have a lot of black voters out here who do feel frustrated. You have a lot of black voters out here who feel like they're not being heard, and they have to be able to feel like their concerns and their conditions are being talked about.
Well, the thing here, Michael, there typically are 3 presidential debates, 1 vice presidential debate. Right. And so we don't know what the format of this one is going to be. They have different formats. Some are sort of town hall-like, other ones, whether sort of in the two moderator and the 2 podiums. But here's the deal. We already know what Trump did last time. And this is going to be a situation where I dare say if there's going to be a debate, this is where first of all, we already know Biden's nominee, he's showing up to Virginia State. Right. Trump may sit here and say, I'm not doing any debates. This is where he can be pressured to show up by saying, oh, so you going to diss the HBCU?
Right, diss the HBCU after Trump lies and talks about all he did for HBCUs. And that was Representative Alma Adams' bill, by the way. She really doesn't get credit for that. I think she should take credit for it also. But this would be an opportunity for President Biden to talk about front and center how the Biden-Harris administration has helped HBCUs to date. I think it's about $7 billion that have gone to HBCUs. In 2021, there's a record of $5.8 billion that went to HBCUs. That doesn't get talked about enough. But this is also an important opportunity for him to talk about how his policies have helped the African-American community as well, whether we talk about the economy and 14 million jobs created, whether we talk about the lowest unemployment rate of African-Americans earlier this year, since they have been recording unemployment by race going back to the early 1970s, I think it was, for him to talk about the impact that the CHIPS Act is going to have, bringing down inflation. how that is helping African Americans as well. Talk about the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, to talk about how climate change and the bill he passed dealing with climate change as well is going to help impact African Americans. And once again, with this being at an HBCU, this helps to put our issues front and center, and policies that are good for African Americans are good for America in general. So,
well, let's be clear.
Let's
be clear.
Yes.
That's only going to happen depending upon who's asking the questions. See, again, again, the President's Commission, they also going to pick the moderators. So we'll see who they're going to pick as the moderator for this. That dictates, frankly, what questions get asked.